You think canned mackerel in the UK is a healthy source of omega-3? Supermarkets want you to believe that, but some of these tins are not just fish. They are processed products disguised as healthy food. Some contain seed oils that can cancel out the omega-3s you're eating them for. Others hide sugar in savory sauces you would never expect. And one brand has more sugar than some biscuits. Today we are exposing what is really inside the UK's most popular mackerel tins. Starting with the ones that look healthy but are not. Starting at number 8, Tesco Finest Mackerel with Black Pepper, Britain's biggest supermarket. The Finest range suggests premium quality and careful ingredient selection. But flip that packet over. Hot smoked mackerel, salt, crushed black peppercorns, sunflower oil. There it is, sunflower oil. Here's the problem. Mackerel is already one of nature's richest omega-3 sources, the anti-inflammatory fats protecting your heart, brain and joints. But sunflower oil drowns that benefit in omega-6 fatty acids, pushing your body's inflammatory balance in completely the wrong direction. You're buying mackerel for the omega-3s. You're getting seed oil that counteracts them. The hot smoking process adds flavor but also concentrates the sodium. Combined with added salt, you're looking at significant sodium load per serving. For people managing blood pressure or cardiovascular health, this matters more than the premium packaging suggests. What makes Tesco Finest particularly frustrating is the name itself. Finest implies superior ingredients and thoughtful formulation. Yet the third ingredient is cheap seed oil that directly undermines the nutritional reason people buy mackerel in the first place. They just make sure the Finest range, with its premium branding and prominent shelf position, catches your eye first. Premium branding delivered budget seed oil wrapped in sophisticated packaging. But if Tesco's premium line disappointed you, this budget alternative makes the same mistake without even the fancy label. At number 7, Alva mackerel fillets in sunflower oil, sold at Tesco alongside their own brand range. Different label, same shelf, same fundamental problem. 3 ingredients: mackerel, sunflower oil, salt. 2 of those 3 ingredients are working against the one nutritional benefit you're buying this tin for. The mackerel provides omega-3s, the sunflower oil floods the tin with omega-6s. The salt adds cardiovascular strain, you're not getting clean protein and healthy fats, you're getting inflammatory seed oil with fish floating in it. Here's what makes Alva particularly concerning. Budget positioning means families buy this regularly. They're choosing mackerel specifically because they've heard oily fish is good for them. They're right, it is, when it's not drowning in seed oil. Every forkful delivers omega-6 fatty acids that counteract the anti-inflammatory benefits of omega-3s. The exact opposite of what you wanted when you reached for oily fish. When 2 of those 3 ingredients undermine your health goals, simplicity becomes a problem rather than a virtue. Budget shouldn't mean inflammatory. But here it does, and if Alva's budget seed oil frustrated you, Tesco's standard range makes it even more widespread. At number 6, Tesco mackerel in sunflower oil. This is Tesco's standard mackerel offering. Not finest, not premium, just the everyday tin millions buy weekly. That familiarity is precisely the problem. Mackerel fillets sitting in sunflower oil with added salt. The same omega-6 overload we've seen twice already, but now at the scale only Britain's biggest supermarket can deliver. The tin contains roughly 14 grams of fat per 100 grams drained. Not from the mackerel, from the oil. The fish itself is protein-rich and nutritious. By the time it reaches your plate, it's been soaking in seed oil that completely alters the nutritional profile. Research shows that excessive omega-6 intake relative to omega-3s promotes chronic inflammation. Cardiovascular disease, the very conditions eating oily fish is supposed to protect against. You're eating mackerel to reduce inflammation. The oil is creating it. For elderly people eating tinned fish multiple times weekly for convenient protein, this sodium load accumulates quickly. What makes Tesco's standard range particularly troubling is visibility. This tin sits at eye level, prominently stocked, easily grabbed, whilst the spring water variant, the genuinely healthy option, requires deliberately searching the shelf. Tesco knows exactly what they're doing. The better product exists. They choose not to promote it. Britain's biggest retailer, Britain's most bought tinned mackerel, and this is what they're delivering. But at least Tesco offers alternatives if you know to look. This next discounter removes even that choice. Quick reset. Switching to different oil doesn't solve this. Wait until you see rapeseed oil. At number 5, Aldi Mackerel in rapeseed oil. Germany's budget supermarket giant. Millions of British families rely on Aldi for affordable groceries. The price point makes tinned fish accessible to households that otherwise couldn't afford regular omega-3 intake. That accessibility matters. But it shouldn't come at the cost of inflammatory seed oils masquerading as healthy alternatives. Rapeseed oil, also called canola oil, often marketed as healthier than sunflower oil because it contains slightly better omega ratios. Here's what they don't tell you. Rapeseed oil still requires aggressive industrial processing. By the time it reaches the tin, you're consuming heavily processed seed oil that bears little resemblance to anything natural. The omega-6 content remains problematic, high enough to disrupt your body's inflammatory balance when consumed regularly alongside mackerel that should be providing pure omega-3 benefits. For families buying Aldi specifically because budget constraints limit their options, this tin represents a cruel compromise. You're trying to feed your household nutritious food on limited income. The affordable option delivers inflammatory oils your body doesn't need. The rapeseed oil turns it into something nutritionally compromised. Aldi could easily offer mackerel in spring water at similar pricing. The ingredient cost difference is negligible. They choose not to. Budget positioning doesn't excuse nutritional compromise, but that's exactly what's happening here. And if seed oil in different packaging disappointed you, wait until you see what happens when they add tomato sauce to the equation. At number 4, Tesco Mackerel in spicy tomato sauce. This is where clever marketing starts doing real damage. Tomato sauce sounds wholesome, natural, even nutritious. Then you read the label: mackerel, tomato puree, sugar, spirit vinegar, salt, spices, sugar, right there. Third ingredient, you're buying mackerel for protein and healthy fats. You're getting added sugar that spikes blood glucose and triggers insulin response. The exact metabolic pathway you're trying to avoid by choosing fish over processed carbohydrates. The spicy tomato sauce isn't replacing seed oil, it's adding sugar on top of everything else. More processing, more additives, more ingredients that have no nutritional business being near oily fish. The spice blend could include flavor enhancers, anti-caking agents, synthetic compounds designed to make processed sauce taste homemade. For people with diabetes choosing tinned fish for convenient protein that won't spike blood sugar, this sauce actively undermines that goal. The hidden sugars are working directly against their metabolic management. Parents giving children mackerel for omega-3s and brain development? They're also giving them added sugar and processed sauce with ingredient lists that keep expanding. The tomato makes it look healthy. The sugar makes it metabolically problematic. At least the spicy version admits it's heavily flavored. The standard tomato sauce variant pretends to be simpler, whilst delivering the same problems. Stop. This is where sauces become genuinely concerning. The next 3 combine everything into barely recognizable fish. At number 3, Tesco Mackerel in tomato sauce, the standard variant. No spicy qualifier, just plain tomato sauce. That simplicity sounds reassuring until you actually read what's inside. Mackerel, tomato puree, sugar, salt. 4 ingredients. 2 of them, sugar and salt, are working against every health benefit you're buying mackerel for. What remains is essentially tomato-flavored filler surrounding fish that should need nothing added to it. The sugar content per tin approaches levels found in processed desserts. You're eating what you think is a savory protein meal. You're getting a sugar hit alongside it. People managing blood glucose, whether diagnosed diabetic or simply trying to avoid metabolic dysfunction, tinned fish should be a safe, stable protein source. This sauce turns it into something that requires the same caution as sweetened foods. The salt compounds the problem. Sodium and sugar working together, 2 separate cardiovascular stressors in the same tin. What makes Tesco's standard tomato sauce particularly frustrating is how unremarkable it looks. No fancy label, no premium claims, just regular Tesco mackerel in regular tomato sauce that regular families buy regularly. People don't scrutinize ordinary products the way they examine premium or unusual variants. The assumption is that standard options are safe, sensible, appropriate for daily consumption. They're not. Drop a comment if you've been buying this thinking it was just simple tinned fish. You're not alone. But if Tesco's own brand tomato sauce disappointed you, this heritage British brand makes the same mistakes at larger scale. At number 2, John West Mackerel in tomato sauce. Nearly 170 years on British shelves. That iconic blue and red label in virtually every supermarket, corner shop and petrol station across the UK. But longevity doesn't make bad ingredients good. Mackerel fillets, concentrated tomato paste, water, sunflower oil, sugar, salt, spices. 7 ingredients. 3 of them, sunflower oil, sugar, salt, are actively working against your health. This isn't just tomato sauce anymore. This is seed oil and sugar disguised as wholesome tomato preparation. You're getting inflammatory omega-6s from sunflower oil, plus metabolic disruption from added sugar, plus cardiovascular strain from elevated sodium. 3 separate mechanisms undermining your health simultaneously. Every single time you eat this, it's tomato processed down to concentrated form, requiring sugar and salt to make it palatable again. What makes John West particularly concerning is scale. This isn't a niche product, it's Britain's most recognised tinned fish brand. Millions of people reach for it automatically. Elderly shoppers, busy parents, students, all trusting a name that's been around longer than living memory. That trust is being spent on seed oil, sugar and salt wrapped in heritage branding. And this is what they're offering. The mackerel inside is perfectly good fish. Everything surrounding it turns that fish into something nutritionally compromised. The sauce isn't enhancing the fish, it's drowning it in processed ingredients that defeat the entire purpose of eating oily fish in the first place. But even John West's heritage mistakes can't match what comes next. The worst tin combines every problem on this list and dresses it up as something exotic. Taking the number 1 spot as the absolute worst canned mackerel you can buy in Britain, Sainsbury's mackerel fillets in sweet teriyaki dressing. Sweet teriyaki dressing. The ingredient list is longer than some ready meals. Mackerel fillets, water, sugar, soy sauce, rice vinegar, modified maize starch, thickeners, flavorings, preservatives. This is the most heavily processed product on this entire list, and it's wearing the exotic disguise. The sweet dressing means sugar, significant sugar, enough to classify this as a sweetened product rather than savory protein. You're eating what you think is fish. You're getting a sugar delivery system with mackerel floating inside. That glucose spike triggers insulin response. For people with insulin resistance or diabetes, this isn't convenient protein. It's metabolic sabotage disguised as Asian-inspired cuisine. The modified maize starch thickens the dressing into syrupy consistency. Processed carbohydrate adding bulk where none belongs. The flavorings hide what this actually tastes like. People with diabetes choosing tinned fish for blood sugar-friendly protein? This dressing directly undermines their glucose management. The hidden sugars are working against them with every bite. Mackerel is extraordinary when left alone. Pure fish, clean preparation, simple ingredients, maximum nutrition. This tin represents the furthest possible departure from that. Dressed up as sophisticated international cuisine. Maximum processing, maximum deception, minimum respect for what mackerel should be. After exposing those 8 tins, here's genuine hope. These 3 brands prove clean. Honest mackerel still exists in Britain. No inflammatory oils, no added sugars, just real fish. 0 betrayal. At number 3, Tesco mackerel in spring water. Yes, Tesco. The same supermarket that opened this list with seed oil variants and sugary sauces. That's not contradiction. It's proof they know exactly how to do it right. Mackerel, spring water, salt, nothing else. No oil drowning omega-3s, no sugar spiking blood glucose, no synthetic dressings masking inferior fish. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. The specific compounds supporting cardiovascular health, reducing inflammation, and protecting cognitive function. No calories from added fats, no inflammatory seed oils, no processing beyond what fish requires. What makes Tesco mackerel in spring water genuinely valuable is accessibility. Major supermarket availability at pricing that works for daily consumption. Just clean, honest mackerel at Britain's biggest supermarket. This delivers what all tinned fish should provide. Tesco proves the better option doesn't require changing supermarkets. Just the awareness to read labels and choose the right shelf. But if you want mackerel with even stricter ingredient standards and premium positioning, the next brand delivers exactly that. At number 2, Waitrose Essential Mackerel Fillets in Spring Water. Mackerel fillets, spring water, salt. 3 ingredients. Spring water means 0 added fats, no seed oils diluting omega-3s, no olive oil adding calories, just pure fish protein and the healthy fats naturally present in mackerel itself. The essential range proves budget-friendly, doesn't require compromise. For families wanting omega-3s without inflammatory oils or added sugars, for people managing blood pressure without excessive sodium, for anyone who spent years trusting tins that quietly undermine their health, this delivers clean nutrition. The omega-3 fatty acids arrive completely uncompromised. High-quality protein with minimal processing. Traceable fish in simple water. Waitrose could easily add seed oil to cut costs. They choose not to. But there's one brand that takes transparency and sustainability to a completely different level, proving what tinned fish looks like when ethics matter as much as ingredients. Taking the top spot as the absolute best canned mackerel you can buy in Britain, Fish Forever mackerel in spring water. Mackerel, spring water, nothing else. Fish Forever sources from small-scale fisheries operating with complete transparency. Not industrial fleets, not anonymous imports from unverified waters. Traceable fish caught by fishing communities that depend on ocean health to survive. The omega-3s arrive completely uncompromised, no seed oil diluting them, no heavy sauce masking them, no sugar undermining metabolic health. What the fish naturally provides reaches your plate exactly as nature intended. MSC certification guarantees sustainable fishing practices. Fair trade principles ensure fishing communities receive fair compensation. Complete supply chain transparency means you know exactly where your fish came from. Fish Forever proves commercial success doesn't require seed oils, added sugars, or processed dressings. Just honest ingredients and transparent sourcing. Available online including Amazon and at independent retailers across Britain. Pure fish, spring water, complete transparency. Number 1, without question. Mackerel itself is not the problem, it is what gets added to it. Seed oils, sugar, processed sauces. They turn a healthy fish into something very different. So the real question is simple. Is the tin in your cupboard actually as healthy as you think? If you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe and check your cupboard tonight. You might already have one of these.